Hello and welcome to the 9 p.m. news on Voice of the People TV. I am Jerry Apelioin.
And I am Kayla Abraham. First, the headlines. Nigerian government orders residents along River Benue Basin to relocate immediately.
Many weapons used by terrorists, the bandits originally belonged to government, says NSA.
INEC finally recognizes the Bureau's leadership after court order.
House of Rep urges federal government to revise the fuel and gas price hike.
In business, federal government procures 1.8 million meters to curb estimated billing.
Entertainment, I've never met any entertainer in Nigeria more hardworking than Funke Akindele Fars at me.
And in sport, Flamingos thrashed New Zealand 4-1 in group opener. Now the news in full. We begin the news at 9 with the Nigerian government through the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, NISA, issuing an urgent directive to residents living along the River Benue Basin to immediately relocate due to the imminent threat of severe flooding. The rising water levels in the river caused by increased rainfall have reached dangerous levels, prompting the warning. In a statement signed by NISA's Director General Umar Ibrahim Mohammed, the agency stressed the need for swift action, urging all residents near the riverbanks to move to safer areas. He said the management of Kenji and Jeba dams is working to manage the flood waters, but warned that relocation is essential to avoid disaster. The government also called on Nigerians to cooperate with the emergency management agencies and work together to build resilience against flooding. NISA further noted that collective efforts are critical in minimizing the potential aftermath and ensuring the safety of those in vulnerable areas.
National Security Advisor, NSA, Malam Nuhu Rivadu, has revealed that many of the illicit weapons currently used by terrorists and bandits in Nigeria originally belonged to the federal government. Rivadu made the statement during an arms destruction exercise conducted by the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons at Muhammadu Buhari Cantonment in Abuja. According to Ribadu, these weapons fell into the wrong hands due to corrupt elements within the security agencies. He, however, said the country is capable of handling its security concerns.
Peter Obi, the 2023 presidential candidate for the Labour Party, has condoled with the former governor of Kaduna State over the death of his son Faisal. Obi, alongside his forerunner Yusuf Datti, visited McAfee and his family in Kaduna today. In a post shared alongside photographs in his personal X account, Obi said they prayed to God to console the family over such occurrence. He also asked God to grant them the fortitude to bear the sad and irreplaceable loss. Continuing, the former Anambra State governor said that he also visited Almajiri schools in the state to make some donations. According to Obi, when he arrived at the school, he was happy to see that with his previous support, their infrastructure was improved.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has finally obeyed the court order compelling it to recognize the Julius Abure leadership of the Labour Party. INEC, in compliance, invited the Labour Party to the fourth consultative meeting with other political parties. VOP-TV News recalls that a federal high court in Abuja had earlier declared that the 2024 Labour Party National Convention held in Benue in March was valid, constitutional, and in line with all laid-down laws in Nigeria. National Secretary of the Labour Party, Omar Farouk Ibrahim, said that he was satisfied that INEC has obeyed the court order and the party has now resumed seats amongst the other 18 political parties, adding that the Labour Party is set to resume political activities, including the Anambra governorship election.
The chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, has said the 2024 Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit will be graced by President Bola Tinubu and Aliko Dangote. Dabiri Erewa, who spoke today in Abuja, said the summit, scheduled for November 5 to 7, in the Federal Capital Territory, is expected to attract over 2,000 participants. She also noted that the event underscores the significance of diaspora investments in Nigeria's economic growth. She assured interested participants that this year's summit promises to be exceptional, featuring insightful discussions, networking opportunities, and actionable strategies to enhance the potential of the Nigerian diaspora. Dabiri Erewa emphasized that previous editions of the summit had already attracted significant investment, and she expressed optimism that this year's event would bring even greater results.
The Senate passed for second reading a bill seeking to create a legal framework for transactions between large corporations and micro, small, and medium enterprises. The proposed legislation, titled the Factoring Assignment and Receivables Financing Bill 2023, aims to promote transparency, certainty, and adequate protection for both creditors and debtors, ultimately enhancing access to capital and credit. The bill, raised by Senator Tokunbo Abiru, is designed to facilitate both domestic and international trade and will provide a mechanism whereby contractual rights to payment from a debtor can be transferred to a third party. He noted that the mechanism is globally used as flexible means of providing working capital to suppliers of goods and services.
The House of Representatives has urged the federal government to reverse the recent hike in petrol and cooking gas price, citing worsening economic hardship across the country. Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda, backed by over 100 lawmakers, led the call for immediate government action. VOP TV's Oyindamola Olukuton has the rest of the report.
The House of Representatives has called on the federal government to reverse the recent hike in petrol and cooking gas prices, citing worsening economic hardship across the nation. This resolution comes after a motion by Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda, supported by 100 other members, urging immediate government intervention to alleviate the financial burden on Nigerians. The rising cost of fuel, attributed to the removal of subsidy and naira depreciation, has forced many families into deeper financial distress. With petrol price skyrocketing to 1,030 naira per litre, this surge in fuel cost is exacerbating transportation expenses nationwide, further straining household budgets. As Voice of the People TV, we take to the streets of Lagos to gather public opinions on this pressing issue.
Nigeria is too hard because fuel is too cost. People won't go out to enter motor now. The transport money is too high. No food, no everything. Our leaders to remove the fuel. Fuel now is more than 1,001 something. Please, they remove this fuel. The fuel is too cost.
Things are too cost in Nigeria. The fuel is cost from 1,000 naira to 1,200. Please let everything change.
Seeing us as enemy of each other, whereby they are friends under the same umbrella. So why are we there to support them? I'm not there to support them that they should bring anything down, but I know wherever they kept it, when they come down, they will meet it there. Who will not die? Who will be waiting downstairs.
Very, very bad. We are crying with the rate we are buying the fuel now. It's crazy. Before, normally we buy fuel 5 liters, 3,500, but now it's almost 6,000. The work we are doing now, we are just working. There's no gain, nothing. The money we are spending is so much on fuel. People are suffering, people are crying. The little money we have now is going for fuel and food. Some people even cannot even afford for 2 days again.
As you've heard from the streets of Lagos, frustration and hardship are growing as fuel prices continue to climb. Many Nigerians are calling for urgent action to ease the burden, with some believing that only divine intervention can bring relief. Others express disappointment, feeling the government is not addressing their struggles. Oyindamola Olukuton for Voice of the People TV.
And that was a report by VOP TV's Oyindamola Olukuto on the House of Reps members urging federal government to reverse the price of petrol and gas. You're still watching the 9 p.m. news in VOP TV. More stories after the short break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. In commemoration of the first ever World Inherited Blood Disorders Day on October 18, experts have called for more focus on the awareness around inherited blood disorders such as sickle cell disorder, thalassemia, hemophilia, thrombophilia, as well as aplastic anemia, among others, medium resource countries like Nigeria. The global event by the Global Action Network for Sickle Cell and Other Inherited Blood Disorders, GANSID, aims to tackle the high prevalence of inherited blood disorders globally by bridging the gaps in diagnosis, care, and treatment. The program also focuses on the need for tangible steps to improve the lives of those affected by inherited blood disorders that reduces life expectancy.
The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, has reinforced its strategy to prevent the spread of the Mpox virus in the country. The Director General of NCDC, Dr. Jide Idris, disclosed this at a briefing held today to give update on the ongoing response to infectious disease outbreaks and other events of public health importance in the country and beyond, adding that the action was in response to the increasing threat of Mpox across regional cross-border transmission. Idris noted that as of October 13, a total of 102 confirmed cases have been recorded across 26 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, from 1,339 suspected cases. He maintained that there is no recorded death, but wants people to be cautious. He stated the observed steady rise in the number of reported cases in recent weeks can be attributed to enhanced surveillance and improved case detection across the country.
Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji said there are verifiable development indices that prove that the state under his leadership has taken a bold march forward in all the key sectors of the economy. Oyebanji, in his second-year account of stewardship to the Ekiti State House of Assembly in Ado-Ekiti today, said his administration has achieved much in 2 years because of the unflinching support and cooperation from all and sundry. He used the opportunity to enumerate the life-changing policies of his administration, ongoing and completed projects across the key sectors, and the landmarks recorded in governance, which have won Ekiti several awards among the states in Nigeria.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan has flayed the judiciary over its disturbing and inconsistent judgments from various courts in recent times. Jonathan, who spoke at the 67th birthday celebration of the legal luminary Professor Mike Ozokome, SAN, in Abuja today, expressed concern at the way things were going in the country, especially about judgments in political cases. He said a particular judgment that deeply perturbed him was a decision of the Supreme Court that a ward chairman of a political party could suspend the national chairman of the party. Querying the rationale behind such decision, Jonathan maintained that what the Apex Court did was akin to turning democracy, which he described as a cone, upside down.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has slated the Anambra State governorship election for Saturday, November 8, 2025. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu disclosed this today in Abuja during the fourth regular consultative meeting with political parties. He explained that the announcement was in line with the Electoral Act 2022, which requires the Commission to issue the notice for elections not later than 360 days before the date for both the general and off-cycle governorship elections. Jegar disclosed that the electoral umpire is always mindful of its responsibilities for elections and electoral activities as it prepares for the Ondo State governorship election. He recalled that the last governorship election in Anambra State was held on November 6, 2021, adding that by the passage of time, the governorship election is due next year, and consequently, the Commission has approved November 8, 2025 for the exercise.
The House of Representatives today passed for second reading a bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended to create a new state in the South-South region of Nigeria known as Ogoja State. Some sponsored by Godwin Ofiono and 3 other lawmakers, the bill will pass for second reading when put to a vote by the Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, who then referred it to the Committee on Constitutional Reform.
The cost of living in Nigeria continues to climb as inflation rose from 32.15% in August to 32.70% in September. The National Bureau of Statistics attributes this increase to rising prices of food, electricity, and fuel. BOBTV's Matthew Ogunsola examines the factors driving this inflation spike. Hears from Lagos residents about its impact on their daily lives and provides further details in this report.
Cost of living continues to surge as the headline inflation rate rose from 32.15% in August to 32.70% in September, reversing the trend of declining inflation in recent months. The National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) attributed the rise to increasing prices of food, electricity, fuel, and other essential goods. In response, the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise has called on the government to urgently address key factors driving inflation, such as production challenges and security issues. The NBS also highlighted that the average prices of several consumer basket items increased in September, contributing to the inflation hike. As Voice of the People TV, we visited the streets of Lagos to hear citizens' opinion on this pressing inflation issue. Here is what they have to say.
The price of the market nowadays, it affects us a lot because as of last year we are selling plantain 200, 150, then we sell 300 to 500. As of this year now we are selling per plantain 500, which is last year we buy plantain 6 held, we buy it 15,000, 20,000, but now we are buying it 40, 35, 50. If you don't have enough of money, you can't sell this plantain anymore because you have to have 3 types of money before you can roasted plantain. So government should please help us a lot concerning the fuel price. Is high because most of them say that the transport is too cost for them to bring the market down to Lagos. So government should please help us to reduce the price of the fuel so that everything will come to normal price as we are buying before.
Everybody says costly markets. Which what about ourselves? I don't see the part that is affecting someone. When I buy 2 naira, I'll say 3 naira, I'll say 350. That's what everybody is doing.
The sufferness is so much because the income that we have is not enough for us to get what we need. So the
You're still watching the 9 p.m. news on Voice of the People TV. More stories after the short break. All right, we'll continue with operatives of the Enugu Zonal Commander of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) have apprehended 36 individuals suspected of internet fraud in various locations across Onitsha.
20,000, but
the arrest took place on October 11, 2024, following what the EFCC described as actionable intelligence that linked the suspect to online criminal activities. According to a statement by the EFCC, preliminary investigations revealed that the suspects allegedly impersonated foreign nationals on social media platforms to defraud unsuspecting victims. The operation led to the recovery of valuable items, including 8 luxury vehicles, as well as sophisticated mobile phones and laptops believed to have been used in the fraudulent activities.
Action Aid Nigeria has raised an alarm that Nigeria's post-harvest losses have hit 3.5 trillion naira annually, thereby threatening national food security. Speaking at the commemoration of the 2024 World Food Day in Abuja yesterday, the country director of Action Aid, Andrew Mamedu, appealed to Nigerian businesses to boost the agricultural sector by at least 10% investment in order to secure Nigerians' food future. Mamedu acknowledged President Bola Tinubu's declaration of state of emergency on food security in July 2023, stating that Though it reflects the urgency of the current food crisis, more needs to be done. The organization further regretted that with 50% of Nigeria's food production lost to post-harvest challenges, the lack of investment in critical infrastructure continues to cripple smallholder farmers, especially women, who are at the heart of food production.
Now to the foreign scene, where the Electoral Commission of Ghana has disqualified Joanna Jian Kujo due to a pending court case. Kujo is accused of forging her National Democratic Congress party card and backdating it to meet the party's 4-year eligibility requirement. The case originated when Gaidu Frimpong, a resident of Amenfi Central, petitioned the Electoral Commission to reject Kujo's nomination. The High Court in Takoradi had issued an injunction preventing the EC from accepting her nomination, and Frimpong argued that accepting it would be contempt of court. The petition stated that Kujo, who contested the NDC parliamentary primary in Amenfi Central, needed a valid national voter ID to qualify. However, her voter ID bore 11 digits instead of the standard 10. Additionally, Kujo used 2 different voter ID numbers, one of which allegedly belonged to another individual, raising concerns of forgery. Frimpong provided supporting documents, including findings from the NDC's Amenfi and Batama constituencies, which concluded that Kujo had fraudulently altered her voter ID to qualify for the primaries.
Kenya's Senate is set to vote today on whether to remove Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua from office in a landmark impeachment case. This follows a historic vote by the National Assembly where Gachagua was impeached on 11 charges, including corruption, insubordination, and promoting ethnic division. The Senate's decision comes after 2 days of intense trial proceedings. The impeachment trial began yesterday after Gachagua's repeated legal attempts to block the process failed. The 59-year-old, often referred to as Riggy G, arrived at the Senate today and is expected to testify in his defense. Despite denying all allegations and facing no criminal charges, Gachagua faces automatic removal if the Senate upholds his impeachment.
The United States has broken the immigration system that needs to be repaired, Vice President Kamala Harris said on Wednesday in a rare interview with the Republican-leaning news channel, during which she sparred with its popular host. Harris made this comment in an interview with Brett Baier. Baier repeatedly pressed the Democratic presidential nominee on illegal immigration, taxpayer support for gender transition, surgery, and other areas that closely aligned with former President Donald Trump's regular attacks against her. With 20 days before the election, Harris tried to defend her record on immigration and the economy. On being asked how many undocumented immigrants have illegally entered the U.S. under the Biden-Harris administration, Harris did not give a number.
Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi discussed rising tensions in the region with Egyptian officials today in Cairo during the first such visit by a top Iranian official to the North African nation in around a decade. Araghchi held talks with his Egyptian counterpart Badr Abdel-Lati and Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, focusing on efforts to de-escalate Israel's conflict against Gaza and Lebanon. Al-Sisi reiterated calls to end Israel's war in Gaza to prevent it from expanding into a regional conflict. An expanded war would have serious repercussions for the security and capabilities of all nations in the region, he added. The Egyptian president also called for an end to the escalation in Lebanon, the violations in the West Bank, and to ensure the delivery of much-needed humanitarian aid. Araghchi's visit to Egypt is part of a wider diplomatic tour in the region meant to ease tensions. This month, he met with officials in Syria, Lebanon, Qatar, Oman, and Iraq, and is expected to head to Turkey after concluding talks in Egypt. The diplomatic effort by the top Iranian official comes as the region is anticipating an offensive by Israel in response to Iran's ballistic missile attack on Israel on October 1. Coming up next is business, entertainment, and sports stories after the short break. Stay with us.
Welcome back. The federal government has procured 1.8 million meters to address the estimated billing nationwide. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu disclosed this, stating the meters will be distributed in phases, with the first batch arriving by December 2024 and the final batch by the second quarter 2025. This initiative aims to close the metering gap across the country, with the government partnering with the World Bank to supply 3.5 million meters over 3 years. Adelabu explained that the presidential metering initiative will prioritize vulnerable groups, including pensioners, retirees, and low-income households. The meters will be distributed through the National Mass Metering Program, which has already installed over 1 million meters nationwide. The move is expected to reduce estimated billing disputes between consumers and distribution companies. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has directed DISCOs to allocate 275 billion naira for meter procurement between 2024 and 2027. With this development, consumers can expect improved electricity supply and reduced billing disputes.
Meta has deleted 1,600 Facebook groups linked to Yahoo Boys following a previous removal of 7,200 assets in July. The company also removed 63,000 Instagram accounts tied to financial sextortion scams in Nigeria. Meta's first strict policy bans Yahoo Boys, and new safety features protect users, especially teens, from sextortion scams. The deleted groups attempted to organize, recruit, and train new scammers. Meta's dangerous organizations and individuals policy targets Yahoo Boys' criminal activities. The company has implemented measures to identify and remove violating accounts quickly. To combat sextortion, Meta introduced features blocking suspicious accounts from following teens and limiting scammers' access to follower list. Additionally, Instagram will soon prevent users from screenshotting or recording ephemeral images or videos. A nudity protection feature will blur images containing nudity and warn users of associated risks.
Nigeria has been removed from the global aviation blacklist, with its rating rising to 75.5%. Minister of Aviation Festus Keyamo announced this during the commissioning of Juhi 2 Aviation Fuel Depot. The country's improved rating allows airlines to access dry lease aircraft, and Keyamo expects more aircraft to enter Nigeria soon. Keyamo attributed the success to the federal government's implementation of international aviation standards and best practices. Nigeria's removal from the blacklist enhances its reputation and attractiveness to international airlines, cargo carriers, and private jet operators. The improved rating also strengthens Nigeria's energy security, providing a reliable jet fuel supply chain. This development is expected to boost national economic growth, create jobs, and increase connectivity.
The Joint User Hydrant Installation JUHI-2 depot, Nigeria's largest Jet A1 depot, has been commissioned. The facility boasts 15 million liters of storage capacity, state-of-the-art filtration systems, and cutting-edge fire prevention measures. JUHI-2 aims to provide reliable jet fuel supply, enhance operational efficiency, and position Nigeria as a regional aviation leader. Patience Dapa, chairman of JUHI-2 Limited, emphasized the depot's strategic importance, supporting Murtala Mohammed International Airport, MMA-1, MMA-2, and nearby air bases. The facility will serve airlines, cargo carriers, private jet operators, and other aviation stakeholders. Olubunmi Kuku, managing director of FAAN, highlighted JUHI-2's role in bolstering national economic growth. The depot's efficiency will reduce delays, improve flight scheduling, and enhance Nigeria's competitiveness in the aviation sector.
In our entertainment, Nigerian singer Folarin Falana, popularly known as Falz, has praised Nollywood actress Funke Akindele for her contribution to the entertainment industry. Falz described the thespian as one of the most hardworking entertainers he has encountered. He shared this admiration during an interview. Falz reflected on his journey with Akindele from their on-screen collaboration in the hit sitcom Jennifer's Diary to their upcoming project Everybody Loves Jennifer. He said Akindele initially reached out to him to feature as Jennifer's Diary, marking the beginning of their professional relationship. Falz also recalled the experience, highlighting Akindele's exceptional work ethic and dedication. He emphasized that Akindele's tireless efforts make her stand out in the entertainment industry.
Nigerian crossdresser Idris Okuneye, popularly known as Bobrisky, has expressed frustration over the consistent social media taunts from many Nigerians. VOPTV News reports that Bobrisky has been in the news after purported audio of him telling a man that he paid money to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) to drop his money laundering charges and secured a private apartment where he served his prison time, was released by social critic Very Dark Man. In the audio clip, the man alleged to be Bobrisky also said he contacted Nigerian rapper Falz to tell his father Femi Falana to help him secure a presidential pardon. The Falanas on Monday, October 14, issued a letter through their lawyers to Bobrisky asking him to tender an apology within 12 hours or face legal action. In response, Bobrisky insisted he had no knowledge of the person in the viral video and didn't pay Falana or Falz to secure a pardon. In a video shared on the Instagram page today, Bobrisky said he was tired of the continuous social media saga and wondered if he was the only celebrity in Nigeria.
Nigerian singer Yinka Ayefele and his wife Temitope have welcomed a baby girl. VOPTV News reports that the singer announced in a post via his Instagram page. This comes months after they celebrated the birth of their triplets, consisting of 2 boys and a girl, in May 2024. Ayefele has expressed appreciation to God considering his current challenges after his spinal cord injury that left him reliant on a wheelchair. He shared a beautiful photo of the newborn baby alongside her name.
In a tragic development, British singer known globally as a former member of the boy band One Direction, Liam Payne, has died at the age of 31. Authorities in Buenos Aires confirmed that Payne passed away after an accidental fall from the 3rd floor of a hotel in the city. According to Buenos Aires police, the incident took place on Wednesday at a hotel located on Costa Rica Street in the Palermo neighborhood. Officers from the 14B police station were dispatched to the scene following a distress call reporting a disruptive man suspected of being under the influence. The police statement did not specify the individual as Payne, but later reports confirmed his identity. Payne was recently spotted in Argentina, where he attended a concert by Neil Horan, his former One Direction bandmate, in October 2. Video shared on social media captured moments from the event, showing pain enjoying the show.
In now to sport, Nigerian Flamingos kicked off their 2024 FIFA Under-17 World Cup Group A campaign with a dominant 4-1 victory on Wednesday. Shakirat Moshood, Khadijat Adegoke, Faridat Abdulwahab, and Taiwo Afolabi all found the bank of the net to secure a convincing win, while Hannah Saxon scored the lone goal for New Zealand. Moshood opened the scoring just 2 minutes into the match, receiving the pass, evading her defender inside the box, and firing a low left-footed strike into the bottom corner. Adegoke extended the Flamingos' lead in the 13th minute with a long-reach effort that the New Zealand goalkeeper mishandled, allowing the ball to cross the line despite her attempts to prevent it. The Flamingos made it 3-0 thanks to Abdulwahab, who delivered a stunning call from outside the box. Captain Afolabi put the icing on the cake with a beautiful header from a cross to make it 4-0. New Zealand managed to pull one back as Hannah Saxon expertly controlled a corner kick and struck a left-footed shot past the Flamingos goalkeeper. Next up for the Flamingos is a match against debutant Ecuador on Saturday, October 19. Meanwhile, the host, the Dominican Republic, will face Ecuador later on Wednesday.
David Beckham is hopeful that minority owner Jim Ratcliffe can help revive Manchester United, but he emphasizes it will take time to return to the club's former glory. Ratcliffe, who took over the club's football operations earlier this year through his company Ineos, has faced challenges as United currently sits 14th in the Premier League with poor performance in Europa League matches. Beckham insists fans should be patient with Ratcliffe, who bought a minority stake from the Glazer family, long criticized for their own ownership. On the Rio Ferdinand Present podcast, Beckham expressed his belief in Ratcliffe's dedication and business acumen, stating that change is essential for the club's future. He urges that while fans desire a quick return to success, meaningful improvements require patience. Also, Beckham, as president of Inter Miami, has seen the team achieve notable success. He noted having sought guidance from former Manchester United manager Alex Ferguson while building Inter Miami.
And before we wrap up the news, here is a recap of the headlines we read earlier. The Nigerian government orders residents along the River Benue Basin to relocate immediately.
Many weapons used by terrorist bandits originally belonged to government, NSA says.
INEC finally recognizes Abure leadership after court order.
House of Rep urges federal government to reverse fuel and gas price hikes.
In business, federal government procures 1.8 million meters to curb estimated billing.
I have never met any entertainer in Nigeria more hardworking than Funke Akindele Fowl says.
In sport, Flamingos trashed New Zealand 4-1 in group opener.
And that is a wrap on the world news on the 9 p.m. news on VOP TV. Many thanks for watching. I am Kayla Abraham.
And I'm Jerry Opeliar.
Good evening.